So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends.
Good evening.
Today, I'm just going to share how to create a Toastmasters brand compliant poster using Canva. What should we start first, or where should we begin? Of course, is where do we find all the resources we need from Toastmasters International? And I would like to share my screen. So in order to create Toastmasters brand compliant posters, you need to be familiar with the Toastmasters website. So go to www.toastmasters.org, and all of the resources that are available to you is under this section called resources. So when you need to find resources, just make sure you find this resources tab from Toastmasters website. And the brand portal is where you'll find the resources you need to create a brand compliant poster. And to download the brand manual, you just need to navigate to the brand manual under the brand portal. Once you click into it, just scroll down and you will find the download manual. And if you click on it to download the PDF document. And a Toastmasters brand compliant design consists of these 4 elements. We have colors, fonts, logos, and images. So let's just have a refresher to go through each one of these. And the first element is colors. Toastmasters color palette consists of 3 primary colors, which is cool gray, royal blue, and true maroon. 1 accent color called happy yellow, and others such as black and white colors. And each color is defined with a precise color code. The colors are represented as the hex code that you can see on the left of the colors. And the reason is because in Canva, we can directly type the hex code when we are defining the colors for our objects or fonts. And one important note about these colors is that the royal blue, true maroon, and black are considered as dark colors, whereas cool gray, happy yellow, and white are considered as light colors. Why this is important? When you have a color, you want to write something on it, make sure that you write it with a light color on a dark background, or a dark color on a light background, so that you have contrast in your design. And the next element would be fonts. A Toastmasters brand compliant poster can use these 2 fonts. The first font is Gotham, and the second font is Myriad Pro. Gotham is typically used for headings, while the Myriad Pro is used for the body copy of the text. So both fonts are paid fonts, and they are not available in Canva. So as per the brand guidelines, we are allowed to use alternative fonts. For Gotham would be Montserrat. So wherever you're supposed to use the heading, and the font SourceSense Pro instead of Myriad Pro for body copy. So both Montserrat and SourceSense Pro are free fonts. They are available in Canva as well. And the third element is logos. And we can get the logo from the Toastmasters website. As mentioned earlier, just go to the brand portal and under the resources and navigate the logo and design elements. Click into it. You are allowed to use all the logos that are available in this page. And most of the logos are provided as either JPG or PNG file format. So when it comes to Canva, I highly recommend that we use the PNG file format because PNG format have a transparent background. So it works better on any design, while the JPG file format have either a white background or a black background color behind it. And the final element is the images. If you have no idea what sort of images that are brand compliant, you can go to the Toastmasters website to look for a collection of professional images that are available. So again, go to the brand portal and navigate to the leveraging the brand section. And then you navigate to professional images. And there you have it. You can download any one of these images to use. Okay, so that's the end of the refresher for our Toastmasters International Branding Guideline. And quickly, we shall move on to the Canva to start creating our poster design. So first of all, if you are first time creating a Canva account, just go to www.canva.com. And if you do not have an account, you will be in this page and you can sign up either with your Google account or your Facebook account. You can even sign up with an email. Because I want it quick, so I will sign in just with the Google account. It's fast and easy. You just need to select which Google account to use and you will be instantly create an account. Okay. So first off, just like mentioned earlier, you need to prepare some of the color palettes and also what are the fonts to use in Canva, as well as our TI logo, and prepare an image for yourself when you want to create a meeting poster. And how do we start? Is we start with a blank template by clicking on create a design. You can choose the sizes. For this, I will choose a Instagram post, which is a square format. Okay. Once created, you will see the same as I did here. And then, okay, this is just an example that I'm going to demonstrate now on creating a simple meeting poster for our club. So for instance, I will start with the background first. And you can see I'm using a gradient color. So how did I do it is navigate to the elements on your left and you can actually search for gradient. So the gradient I'm using is this one here. Okay. So when I select it, it will automatically appear in my blank layout. And I'm just going to adjust the size. Fill it up first. Because it's square, I can't, for Canva, this one is an image actually, so they can't resize it the way you want it. So what I'm going to do is actually to crop this image. So I just go to crop and I adjust accordingly. Okay. So once I'm done, I just click done. Now is the color. How do I change the color? So I select the object and then on the top you can see there are two colors, the light and the dark shade. So I just change the darker shade first. And if you remember, the colors in the TI. For Lawyer Blue is you just need to click on this add new color and type in the hex code, which is 004165. And for the lighter, which is the Blissful Blue, it is 006094. Okay, so you have a gradient. And I'm just going to duplicate this object and just place it on the bottom. And this time I'm going to change to the light maroon, which is 781327, and the darker maroon is 3B0104. Then next, I'm just going to place an image that I downloaded. So whatever that you added in the Canva, it will show in your uploads on the third of on your left. Again, I just need to drag to enlarge, and then I'll just right click on it and I can send to the back. So the next thing is to add the TI logo. Then just place it on the top. And finally is the font. Go to text and you can add any of the text. For example, add a heading. And you can see the current font is Canva Sans. So we just need to change it to Montserrat. For example, I'm going to use semi-bold and also change the color to happy yellow. Okay, for instance, the heading, I'm going to put my club name and the theme. And how do we adjust the size? Just select it. Just next to the font, you can choose the size. And then you can align it using the alignment, left, centered, or right. I'm going to use the centered, and then I can position it. Either I drag it, and you can see there's a guideline. So this means it's centered, or an easier way would be position and click on center. So if it's already in the center, then it's not clickable. So you can click left, center, or right. And I'm just going to duplicate another one to put the theme. And this round, I want it white color. Could be any theme, so I'm just going to place a random theme here. See. Okay. And next would be the details of the meeting, time, date, and whether it's online meeting or a physical venue. And for my informations, I'm going to use SourceSense Pro instead of Montserrat, because Montserrat is considered a header font we use for headline, or we call it the display font, while SourceSense Pro is more of a reading font. So if you are going smaller text, make sure you can actually choose SourceSense Pro over Gotham, because they are meant for body copy. Depends on, it's just like our club. If let's say you need a leader, usually you need someone who is assertive like Gotham. But when you want to recruit members, you need someone who actually approachable. So I would use approachable as Source Sense Pro. When you see Source Sense Pro, it's more inviting for you to read the information. Okay, date. I just put today's date. And then the time, 8 p.m. And then it's Zoom online. Then I'm just going to make it a bit larger and duplicate one more to upload my contact. Okay. And the next thing is I can add a line. So just go back to elements. You can actually search for lines. Yep. And they will come out the element that you need. And you're going to choose the first one and just place it in between my text. Then I just drag it to the end. You can also change the color and also the width. So current weight is 4 and I think it's a bit too thick, so I make it to 2. And you can just adjust. So for example, I want to move these 3 things up. I can group it as well. When you select more than one item, then you can see there's a group button on top appear. So I just group it and I position it upwards a bit. Okay, now it looks more balanced. And probably for another example, I'm just going to duplicate this one. Let's say I want to add a picture of the person, the contact person. So what I'm going to do is I change the alignment. And then you can upload the picture. I'm just going to use what I have here. Okay, just place my picture in it. There are many ways to do it. This is just one of the idea. Or another idea would be using frames. So you can see some of the poster, they have a picture in a round shape or different shapes. You can search under elements and look for frames. So they have different sizes, shapes for you. I'm going to use the most basic one, which is a circle. And how do you place image is either you drag and drop the image into this circle. For example, here I drag and drop, then it will be inside the shape. And you can choose the color that you use. Okay, 2 shapes. So if you want a color at the background, you can change the color. So just make sure that you place it in the front. Okay. Okay, done. So far, I think this is quite direct. And if there's any question later, you can ask in the Q&A. And the next one is, this one is a reference. Why I would use a reference is because when we want to come up with design and we don't have any idea how should we start or where to start, I will always go for a referencing. That means do some research and look for the poster that I'm interested in. How do you insert a QR code? Okay, if you have a QR code, you can actually, there's two ways. For example, this is the link. And how you create a QR code is, there's different sites. For me, I usually use QR Monkey. So I just paste the URL. It just, everything is fine except the colors, single color. Okay, so I create. And I download the QR code. The round peak, okay, sure, happy. Okay, I downloaded the QR code. There's two ways. One is you download. The other way is more simpler, is that you just copy the image from here that you generated and then go to your Canva and you just paste it. Not this. Copy image. Okay, looks like they don't let me to copy. I'm just going to drag and drop the file that I use. So for the circle one is you create using the frames in the elements. Just search for frames and you can see there's a heart shape icon. So some of the frames you can use different design and different shapes. So the shape I used just now is circle. I have two, so duplicate. One is for the background color and the other is, let's say I have my image uploaded. Okay, let's put KKLink and I just drag into the frame and you can see it's cropped inside the circle. All you need to do is just adjust the positioning. So if let's say you want to adjust to the middle, you can actually go to the crop and you can move the picture. Yeah, center it. And then once you are done, just click done. Okay. Okay, here is the QR. So everything is more like very simplified. Just drag and drop whatever you have, either from your computer to the Canva. So it's quite simple. Yes, I have removed the background of the photo before I upload to the Canva. And you can remove your background using remove.bg. This is a very nice website for you to remove your background image. The only cons is that because it's a free, that's why they will downscale your image. But if you are creating a poster for your Facebook, I believe even though it's downscaled, the resolution is still good enough for you to use it. Okay. The next thing is, back to the referencing. Because I believe that our District 51 has done a very good job when it comes to the campaigns and workshop. They are very consistent in terms of the design, and you can also identify which team are having the workshop or campaign. For example, PQ is program quality and CG is club growth. And this one is the upcoming workshop, which is the Pathways Mentor Program workshop on 15 October, Saturday. And I'm just going to use this as a reference to come out with a new design. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first is to disseminate the information that they have and the logos. Since I have the TI logo, I'm just going to place it first. And then with my text, go to text. District 51, sure. The SourceSense Pro. And I'm just going to use the Lawyer Blue. Next is placing a background first. So I can just go back to elements and I just search for shapes or even gradient. If let's say I want it gradient, so I need to search for gradient. Okay, gradient, where are you? Okay, gradient. All right, this is the gradient and send to the back. So just change to the compliant one. If it's a gray gradient, it should supposed to be cool gray and a light gray. And I can actually adjust by rotating. Okay. The next thing would be the title of the workshop. So perhaps I put it here. As for heading, it's gonna be Montserrat. Okay. Let's put extra bold and resize it, perhaps 48. Okay. And the color. The next thing would be, so I'm going to duplicate, date, time, and register. October to Saturday. Is there a watermark background of a reference pathway member hosted? Oh, that's not a watermark. It's actually I believe they place opacity for the pathways image as well as the District 51 behind. You can also play with opacity for a background image. So how do you play with the transparency is when you select an image object or any object, you can see there's a transparency on your top right corner. And if you reduce the transparency, then it will become more transparent. Until 0 means it's totally gone. Okay, next. Description, and then panel speakers. So for panel speakers, perhaps I want to use some elements. I look for shapes. Yeah. My most frequent shape is this. This is my favorite shape. I don't know why. It's like a pill. Okay, you can change the color of the shape as well as the text. For the text, you can see there's A. So this is to change the text color. Okay. Maybe slightly bigger. Okay. So you can adjust accordingly. And I'm just going to duplicate another one for moderator. Perhaps a different color just to differentiate between speakers and moderator. Okay. The time is 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. English session. So for registration, perhaps I will put it below. So for instance, I want to use this block. I just need to copy and paste, like whatever that you have did in other layouts, you can actually just Control C, or you can right click copy and Control V to paste it in your layout. So previously I have a image. So I'm just going to use this, as well as the QR code. Copy and paste it. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to use this because it's like pointing at the QR code to ask us to register now. For contact information, so if let's say you have someone in mind, you can actually ask the organizing chair to take a photo of yourself with this pose, so I can put you here. Then the next one is contact. So for more information, please contact someone. And use a different color just to differentiate. Just going to put it up, slightly up. Okay. So the information of this, I'm not going to type one by one. I'm just going to use a dummy text for now. Lorem Ipsum is a dummy text generator. Make it smaller. Yeah, I'm just going to use a bolder and a maroon for time and date. Then the next thing is having the photos of the panel speakers. Since I do not have, I'm just going to place a reference photo. If you are wondering who is this is Han Lun from Division S. We have 3 speakers and 1 moderator. Just going to adjust the distance a bit. Then I'm going to add the text. That means their name and title. Okay. So if let's say you felt that the distance of the text is too big, you can actually reduce the spacing of the line. So we call it the line spacing between top and bottom. I'm just going to reduce it to 1.2, so it looks better. So if you want to reduce the space between the letters, it's called letter spacing. If you minus, means they will have lesser spacing in between the text. Just going to go for -15. The same thing, just copy and paste and just place it. Okay, so that's about it. How I create usually how I create a poster. Usually I reference other people's posters. It's what I call it is 50% effort and 200% result. It's more easier that way, rather than thinking something from zero. But the different, what is the difference that I did from Canva is usually I do not use the ready-made templates, even though if perhaps there are templates that it seems like suitable for our club meeting poster or workshop. The information that they have and the information that we need to place is usually different. So when the outcome will be different as well once we have changed all the informations. What I would suggest is you can actually refer to the ready-made template and then you create your own template out of it. That would be better. Yes, they save a lot of time. Okay, that's all for my sharing on Canva. And these are just examples of the things that I did earlier. Yeah, different, how you can arrange it differently. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. And I will hand it back to our team. or we straight go into Q&A.
Thank you very much, your tech guru or a tech sifu, tech master, Chester. And well, the floor is now open for Q&A. What are your burning questions? Yes, our tech wizard is here to answer your questions.
Yes, I think we have one question from Idris asking about how to curve the upper and lower end.
How can repeat the question?
In the chat room, in the chat box.
In the chat, but he has gone to, it's higher up, is it?
Yeah. Any idea how to curve the upper and lower end
yes,
of the
yes.
upper poster?
Any idea how to curve the upper and lower end of the upper poster. Curve as in
Hello. Thank you, Chester. That's a
Idris.
very interesting session. My question is, you have shared a poster just before the one you have created just now. So at the upper, I think upper left hand and lower right hand corner, there is a curve. So my question is, any idea on how to do such curves?
You mean this one, is it?
No, the one above. Yeah.
You mean this one?
Yes.
Okay. This one is perhaps it's a shape that is cropped. For example, like a circle. So you can actually crop the shapes. Or let's say this is circle. So if you just adjust it accordingly, you will get the shape. You can also crop your image. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Brilliantly, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
So easy, yeah.
Wonderful. So the mystery is solved.
Yes.
Great.
Hi, Chester. I'm Udaya from India. Happy to be part of your club meeting.
Can I hear you?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you
Okay,
speak
so-
louder?
Yes, Chester. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. The QR code, like you inserted, how it can be used by the user, right? We can, we need scanning, right? How it is possible to scan from that? First question.
Oh, I also not sure how it works. I just use the QR code generator. One of the QR code generator is called QR Monkey, and I just need to paste the URL or the registration link here. Then I can just directly create the QR code. So for instance, the link for this workshop is bit.ly halfway mentor. So I copy this and I paste it here. So you can actually set the colors as well. Also using hex code, you can also put TI brand compliant color, and you can customize the design of the QR code. Then you click create, and yep, it's done. And you can download it. Then you can upload into Canva.
Okay. My next question is the background. Some posters I saw it has transparent color. Like adding transparency sometimes is annoying. Is there any easiest way you can use, like TA brand? There are many brand images. Most of the posters they have as a background with the transparency. What is the transparency limit it is allowed in TA?
For TI, based on their brand manual, is only applied to the colors. For instance, you have a gradient maroon like this.
Okay.
Let's create a new page. Okay, and you want to use the transparency, which is white color. So their opacity is actually 70%.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one you can actually refer to the branding guideline. This is for like a text box if you want to put darker shades of your text. But for us, what I do is I change the opacity of the images because in the guideline they did not mention. I would say it's more of a gray area that we can play along with the opacity as how we want it. I would say less than 30% because we wouldn't want the background to stand out too much because we want the words to stand out instead of the background. So for example, I have this image and I want to place it here behind the entire box. So I'm just going to change it, put about maybe 15 or 10. Yeah. Send to the back. Oops. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right.
And sorry, one more question. Like the gradient colors, we should use it only for gradients. Like there are two blues. One is the real one, and another one is the gradient blue. So we should use only in the case of gradient colors, or we can use it alone, like for textures, backgrounds. We can use the like all the possible colors allowed in the TA brand manual, including the gradient.
Yes, as long as it's from the our brand manual. Just let me go through the manual again. They actually have a set of gradient color which we can use it under resources, brand portal, and then brand manual. Okay. So just look to the color section, gradient colors. These are all the colors that we can use. And it also has an instruction of how you, it's linear gradient, top to bottom, or left to right, or you can be centered, the lighter shade on the center and the darker shade on both ends, as well as maroon and gray. So these are the three gradients that you can apply to any of your design for posters, whether it's background or it's a shape or object.
Okay, so these color variants cannot be used as standalone. Like I can choose one blue like out of the gradient and apply as individual.
Yes, you can use standalone. However, it only apply to these three primary color, which is royal blue, true maroon, and cool gray. The lighter shade one, you can't use it as a standalone. It's only for gradient use.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
All right.
Wonderful session. I learned a lot today. Thanks for the valuable information you shared.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for your support. Yes. Any further questions? What about the other attendees?
I have one more question, Chester. Can we add like the audio? Is that allowed as per TA brand? Like there are certain audios allowed in the Canva. Can we use that like audio things, the music thing, the poster?
Oh, you mean the effects, is it? Like,
yeah, that effect. Yeah, just things.
as long as it doesn't, this is just my point of view. As long as it doesn't diminish the original color of the TI color, I think it's okay to use. Not too sure. Perhaps we can ask Khalid on this. Khalid, what do you think?
I think he's asking about audio, right?
Audio.
Oh, yeah.
Audio, yeah. Music,
audio. Music, as long as it's royalty free or doesn't have copyright, because there's no guideline of this. So I
can use
yes and no, yeah.
Can put music, but make sure the music is not copyrighted. No.
Okay.
It's a free. Same also as the photo images. if you copy the images from website like Google, make sure the photo is not like copyrighted or trademark photo.
Okay. Thanks for the lot of answers. Thank you
Yes.
for your patience.
I notice that someone has raised hand. Giaco, do you have a question? Have I got the name right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
What's your question?
Can I know where to find some other samples about the making the Toastmaster poster?
Samples. Usually I scroll through like Facebooks, or you can follow some of the active clubs who usually post on social media about their club meetings, or even follow our District 51 Facebook page. There's a lot of poster where we can refer to when we want to come up with our brand compliant design for Toastmasters.
Oh, so can I find other resources like Google or Instagram if this kind of design is very suitable for Toastmaster, then I can try to design it?
Yes, you can actually reference anywhere. For Google, usually I just look for posters, or maybe, yeah, there's a lot of ways to look for reference. Yeah, I think this is a nice poster. Just need to change the colors and the shapes.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I have another question that can you show me again how to do the gradients that using the
gradient.
colors?
Okay, so the gradient is when you are in Canva, you can go to elements, and on top there's a search bar, so you can actually search gradient.
Okay.
And there are a few options. So the one I use is the square one.
Okay.
When I click, it will appear. So they already have the gradient color, which is left to right. And I just need to change the color of the shades to TI compliant color. And then you can just adjust the size and crop it. For example, you want it a rectangle. So I just click the crop and adjust it. Okay, so this is the size that I want. You can even rotate or flip. If let's say you want the darker one on the left, you can flip it, or you can actually change the color again.
Okay. So the color was already at the PDF file, right?
Yes, all the colors are in the brand manual.
Brand number.
And once you add it in your Canva, it will usually stay in your color palette, which is here, document colors.
Okay. So the sample, I can go for like Google or like Pinterest. If there's the poster, I think it's very beautiful, can fit into Toastmasters, then I can try to go it design.
Yes. District 51 also provide poster template, and you can have a look. Okay. Yeah, thanks Carly for sharing the link. So you can actually get all the information here from the link that Carly shared.
Yes. There's a question from Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wendy was sharing about how do I started off with the square.
Yeah. Did you choose a template, or I just wanted to know how did you actually come up with that square? Did you choose a template, or is it
the elements?
Oh, under elements, okay.
Yes, under elements, there are a lot of things like lines, they have frames, they have shapes. So what I do is I just look for shapes.
Okay.
And you can get the square.
I see.
So from here, you can actually reshape it however you like.
Chester chose earlier. Chester chose Instagram site.
Oh,
right?
you mean the template? Okay.
Yeah.
So he chose
You are not
Instagram.
using the templates given by Canva, right? So so you use the
Yes, I use the Instagram post, which is a square template.
so it's create design and then use Instagram lah.
Yes.
Okay.
We also have presentation like PowerPoint slides and other size, like if you want A4 size or you want a certificate size as well.
For me, I prefer Instagram square size because you can post in Instagram, you can post in Facebook.
Yeah.
With the same poster. If you use different size, and then sometimes Instagram cannot fit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Khalid and Chester.
Yes, I also prefer the Instagram post because it's more universal. You can use it in any social media platform.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no other question, I believe I can hand it back to our distinguished Toastmaster Khalid or Kim.